Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Vern. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Let me turn this down. It sounds a little loud to me. I'm doing a sound check. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, give me a heart, please. Hi, Jamaican Queen. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the live. You are new to my live, so I wholeheartedly welcome you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, AKA James 615. Hello, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for coming. Hey, Pam Money. Hey, sis, how are you? Thank you for coming. Welcome. Hello, everyone. I see we have one of the visitors at the bottom. I'm going to bring you up stage. Just one moment, please. Just try to give everybody a few minutes to get in, so give me just a second. So welcome, guys, to the live stream today. We are going to talk about bedside manners, but before we get started, I have a guest speaker that was here on last week, and I did not get a chance to let him finish what he was talking about. So I am going to go ahead and let him on, but I always give everybody to 5 minutes afterwards. So give me just a second. All right, guys, here we go. We got a couple of minutes. No, we got a minute. Then I'll let you up and you can introduce yourself to the audience. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I appreciate you coming in today. And today we're going to have a good time. So, yes, please, no self-promoting, no self-promoting. So we do not drop links. This is not the type of channel this is. This is an informative channel, Jamaican Queen. I do appreciate you coming. If you want to connect with someone, you simply put a heart by that person's name and you look at their full video, leave a genuine comment, come back and let them know with a heart so that they know that you are trying to become a family member. But we do not self-promote in here. Hello, Edward Smart. Thank you for coming. Exactly. This is not a grocery. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let the member up on the screen. Hello there. How are you? Welcome. So if you're on YouTube, go ahead and mute your YouTube out on your computer so it won't echo, and then make sure your mic is working, and then we can hear you.
All right.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Everything good?
I can. Uh-huh.
Awesome sauce. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon or good evening. This is Johannes from LOJ Fit Club bringing you another Relic Wellness, Relic Wednesdays with the Eat to Live Strong, the gracious one. Miss Art, I love you. Thank you so much for all your time, your help, just inspiring people and letting them know how they continue on living. And there's ways around this, there's ways to beat this, there's ways to deal with this, and there's ways to have a better quality of life. And I just want to say first and foremost again, thank you. I want to just bring back some good information again from last week when we were speaking about the CBD and how it is very helpful and how it can be very helpful, for a lot of the symptoms and just a lot of aches and pains that come with MS and a lot of the discomfort. CBD has helped in a lot of different ways. For those that don't know anything about it, it basically it, it comes from the marijuana plant, but it comes from the male side of the plant, which doesn't give you any of the mental intoxications and highness that you might be associated or used to with marijuana itself. The male plant is where you actually get the CBD compound from, and where it actually used for therapeutic benefits as far as healing the body. This is where all the real natural healing components actually say they're doing it for medicinal use. So the medicinal use actually comes from the male side of the plant, and the CBD actually arrives already throughout your body, which is called your endocannabinoid system. This endocannabinoid system is all throughout your neurological system, all throughout the brain and your spinal cord, and it goes all the way down to your CBD2 receptors, which is all throughout your lymphatic parts of your body, which deals with a lot more of the pain and a lot of the trigger stress and stuff like that that you may have kind of built up and pent up in certain areas of the body. Um, CBD, I came about it, I want to say about 4 years ago myself. I was in some crazy, horrific car accidents, as you can say. I had a real bad year. Um, just so you know, I can drive quite fairly well. All the accidents were not my fault. Only one of them were, and I would have, if I had a dash cam, I would have got, I would have beat that one. But it allowed me to really take my body, my mind to another place because I was feeling all this pain, all this discomfort, L3, L4 lockup in my back, my axis in my neck, pelvic tilt, hips off center. Like it was just, I had a lot going on, needless to say. But one thing I didn't want to do was, take all the pain medications or the shots and all these little therapy joints they were telling me that might help. But pretty much be able to give me comfort now, but you don't know what's going to happen to me 6, 12 months later, and basically I can't do nothing about that. And, I'm back on my own, so I'm like, well, if you're going to just put me on my own anyway, I might as well start on my own now. And it made me kind of go out and look at other alternative ways of how I can heal myself, because honestly the pain was just very excruciating at times. And, I got little ones, at the time who are like 3 and 4, and, they want to play with you and they want to jump on your back and they want to do all this other stuff. And daddy can't do that. And it's like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? You telling them this, they're like, no, you're Superman. We don't care, And it had to come to the point where I was like, look, my quality of life and what I have to do on a daily basis still has to continue on, you know what I'm saying, regardless of how I'm feeling and my ailments and everything else. So, one of my old clients, actually, she put me onto the CBD and was saying, how this is a very good way to help stimulate and bring back just a natural healing response to your body. So, of course, I'm a scientist. She sent me down that road. I went and started learning everything I can about CBD, the endocannabinoid system, how it's in every plant, how it's in every mammal, how it helps us with stress-inducing related responses, especially. So for those who get like very anxious or very depressional, up and down states, now CBD is really good for keeping you at that equilibrium level or homeostasis level where you're just really level, you're really mellow, you have a lot more control of yourself. Let's just say that. When it comes to the pain, though, this is what I noticed when I used that. I was using my CBD like 3 times a day, and in reference to my pain, the first thing I noticed is number one was more mobility. It was like, bending over felt way better. Squatting down felt way better, and Oh yeah, yeah. Like when I say way better, I got some clients right now, and their testimony, like they're telling you, like, oh, do I take a whole dropper, or do I just take a couple of drops? And I'm like, well, you take a whole dropper, and one of my clients was like, well, I gave my wife just a couple of drops, and she already feels different already. She already feels better, and I'm just like, wow. So there's a lot of people whose endocannabinoid system has not been stimulated before. But this is a natural mechanism, a natural way for the body's natural response just to help with anything that might be going on with the body, any kind of problem. It's like, look, let's go investigate this and see if we can fix it in some kind of way. Oh, there's a lot of inflammation right here. Let's see if we can go ahead and ease off a lot of this pressure right here. So I would definitely say if you're looking for something on a daily basis that you're gonna still have control over your body, it's not gonna mess up your liver, your lung, your kidneys, or something like that. You're still gonna be able to eat afterwards. And not only that, but you're gonna still feel like, yo, feel a little bit better today. I don't know why. I can't figure it out yet. And a lot of people don't never attribute it to the CBD because every time we think of anything of marijuana, you feel like you got to feel something on some higher level in order for you to know that it's working. And actually, it's the opposite with CBD. When you're actually feeling normal, like yourself, and you can do your normal, regular stuff that you've been normally doing, you don't have to question and think about it. That's when you know the CBD is working. So it really helps with your natural everyday way of life. And that's what I really want to bring and show people is that with Relic Wellness, that's what we did. It helped me so much to the point where I came out with my own, just my own drops. And I understood that with the power of CBD and also with the power of essential oils, how these react to the body and respond very well to the body because these are the natural things that come from the earth already that respond well to our blood, just like chlorophyll. The reason why we have to eat so many greens and stuff. But one of the first ones I came out with, of course, was the Relic Wellness 1500 milligram CBD. I don't know if you can see that. I'm sorry.
I'll pull it over some. There you go.
Yeah. So 1500 milligrams is a regular flavor right here, regular tincture. 1500 milligrams is basically just the strength of the CBD. It's usually going to deal with the strength, how strong it is for you, to make sure that you actually feel it and it responds well to you, or it's going to deal with the transportation of it. And the transportation as far as what kind of oil is used to transport in your system. And we use MCT oil, which is a very good, for those that do know, it's very good for your joints, for your brain. Real good coconut is a good extract, basically. So that was the first one. That one right there, when I first used it, I was using it a lot with the yoga. And breathing has a lot to do with a lot of your pain tolerance, believe it or not, and your pain response.
Give me just a second. I'm going to address the audience.
Yes,
Taylor said that her back hurts from sclerosis sometimes. Sclerosis. And then Vern wants to know if that's the oil that you're showing.
Yes, ma'am. This is the actual oil that I am showing. This is one of our first products, actually, our first line.
Yes.
This right there. The second line running right here is right here. The power drops. This one here is a little bit different. It's made really for more people who deal with a lot more arthritis, inflammation. It's hard for you to move.
Your volume has gone down.
All right.
There you go. We can hear you now.
It helps with really that dulling pain. And the power drops, it has a special ingredient called copaiba. It comes from the copaira plant, which actually directly hits and stimulates your endocannabinoid cells. It stimulates them directly, whereas CBD kind of hits indirectly. And that's why you have so many people with so many different basically responses from it, saying, well, I had a headache, but it didn't help me with the headache, but it did help me feel good in my back, though. My back felt good, or it helped me sleep better. Well, that's because for some people, just like with certain foods and how we all have a different blood type, it can respond to you differently in that way. So it hits your receptors definitely a little bit differently. But with the copaiba, it hits it directly. So usually whatever that you're going through, especially if it's dealing with that pain, dealing with headaches or anything of that, when you take that 20, 30 minutes later, booyah cow. All you got to do is drink water.
Wow. So just so I can get this clear, because I did put up a disclaimer because on YouTube, hey, Merch Beauty, thank you for coming. I have to give the disclaimer that because I'm not a doctor, we're not medical professionals, but we have to put that out just in case somebody do something and they they can't come back and get us. So, but you did tell me you had some certifications pertaining to this. So you may tell everybody what your certifications are so that they know, other than the fact that you've tried this and that you're manufacturing this, just let them know what your certifications are so we can give them that warm, cozy feeling.
Certified personal trainer and wellness coach. I'm a certified personal trainer and wellness coach. I have been for 6 years now. The personal training part, we do everything with functional holistic training, meaning anything dealing with kinesiology, which is basically the study and the movement of your joints effectively. Right. Knowing how to move effectively. The first thing that people lose is balance and range of motion, especially as you get older. That's one thing we make sure that you keep, and that how your body can stay basically growing. A lot of people tell you that your body stops growing. That is one of the biggest lies ever. Your body always be moving, doing something. And
well, I know mine's go out. I know that much.
True indeed. So wellness is my thing, though. I became a wellness coach because at the end of the day, everybody is suffering from something and everybody wants to feel good. It doesn't matter, but we want to make sure that we can bring that into a loving, harmonious effect where it's coming from a natural effect. So you can understand that everything you usually really need is either going to be already inside you or on the earth. Let me say that again. Everything you're going to probably need is usually going to be already started within you, or it's going to be on this earth naturally. So that's what was the first thing that we go through first before we go to like the Western medicine or any other things that's tend to be a lot more hard, or what we could say normal for today's time.
Okay. Now, Rachel there's a comment in the chat. Rachel Aldrich said, before you go relic on wellness, can you put a comment in the chat so she can find you on YouTube? Thanks in advance for the great knowledge. Hey, the Crockett Way, welcome. So what I did mention, because he is new to YouTube, and I'm going to drop his link. Text me your link so that I can put it in the chat. Yes, and then we can you can share that out so people can contact you on your YouTube.
Awesome sauce.
So I definitely will. I'll go ahead and send it out. And go ahead. I don't want to cut you off again this week, guys. This is a recap from last week because he was not finished, and I don't know. I think he had another appointment, and I was trying not to make him late for the appointment, so I cut him short. So this is what he's recapping from last week's conversation. And once he's done, we're going to move on to this week's conversation. But go ahead. I'm not going to interrupt you, so go ahead and finish.
Gratitude, Queen. And thank you for that. Also, I just started my YouTube page literally a couple of weeks ago. You really can find me and all my information on Instagram at Relic71. Relic47, at Relic47. And then you can also find me at Relic7 Wellness also on Instagram.
Okay, so I'm going to get you to text it to me so I can put it out in the chat room for the people to see so they can get in touch and they can connect with you too.
Yes, ma'am.
You do that. And let's see. Was there any other additional information you wanted to speak about today regarding the CBD oils?
Yes. A big one because of what we have going on right now, COVID. All right. That tends to be on a lot of people's minds still. And how do you go about that? How do you keep your immune system up, regulated, and everything else? Well, number one is the foods that you eat. You know what I'm saying? Be very mindful of that. You want to eat on the right foods. You have the right name anyway. Eat to live strong. Like that says enough right there. Ashe, right? I'm with you, Queen. I'm with you, right? Stay on the alkaline water, like all the good stuff, you got to stay powered up. What you put in your body really, really matters. And if you cannot read the labels, if you don't understand what the words are, your body's not going to understand it as well. Please understand that and know that. A lot of times we get
those transmitters that we talked about last week. Hey, Sheila Thomas, welcome. Your girl is in there.
Peace, Miss Sheila. That's good, girl. Yeah, that's the queen right there. We got her on a mission. And she's doing a lot of great changing and learning. And one thing I love about Miss Sheila is that she's resilient. So at the end of the day, you can't stop a resilient person. They're going to get it one way or another.
That's the blue devil for you. That's the blue devil.
Oh, that's a blue devil?
That's the high school we went to. We were Blue Devils.
So. Oh. See, y'all go hard in the paint. I got you.
Yep.
But being mindful of the food that you eat is going to help with just a lot of the the flare-ups and responses that you may be even getting right now during this COVID season. A lot of people got to understand the food that you have really impact you in a lot of ways. It's either going to cause you wellness or it's going to cause you discomfort. It's really one way or the other. Once we get out of the way of trying to eat what tastes good to us, we're going to understand we're only going to be eating the stuff that's good for us, period. And if you're having a problem with, eating habits, eating the wrong thing, snacks, whatever, please don't hesitate also to reach out. She'll be also putting that information out, so you can also reach out to me. But the main thing that we're seeing is with most people, and the reason why you have any kind of dis-ease, it comes from the food that you've been putting in on your body from the allotment of time that you have been. And then, you might have been doing something for your body for like 10 years, just eating a certain way, having whatever kind of lifestyle. Then all of a sudden, when it comes to getting clean and training and all this other stuff,
Struggle is real.
come on now, you want a 6-month cure, you know what I'm saying, or a 6-month bullet that's going to do it. You've been doing this to yourself for 10, 15, 20 years. We got to think. If you look at yourself like a landfill, you think about how big that mountain would be right now. And would you really think that it's going to take 6 to 8 months to get rid of it? No, but you can put a big dent in it because of basically the new habits that you're going to make, so it might have took you 10 to 15 to 20 years to do that to yourself, but you can knock that stuff out within 2 to 3 years now. You see that? By just doing the right thing consistently day to day. And one thing about it is cleaning your palate. Make sure you clean your palate, because the foods that you tend to eat, you think you have a connection to psychologically. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Those things, that food that you eat, it goes into your cells. So therefore, your cells are calling out for it, right? And even though you try to eat something good and healthy, it don't taste right because your cells still got that old stuff in it. So you have to detox your body, please, especially coming into this new season. Detox your body, flush it out, and then renew it with all the good, healthy, and nutrition stuff, so your body can really accept it. Your taste buds are going to actually like it now. And then when your taste buds goes back to something kind of old that you really used to like, that you thought you liked, it's going to taste something. Exactly. So all this stuff is really designed from what you're actually putting in your body. Supplement wise, again, because of this COVID, that's why we came out with this one, right? This is the Vitality Drops. The Vitality Drops have another good formula mixture in it that actually do everything as far as boosting your immune system. This is very, very big right now, because a lot of the foods that we're eating is tanking and breaking down our immune system. And for most people who have MS, sometimes your immune system might just be doing some crazy stuff off the wall. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good way to always have your defense up. And I like to tell people this right here, this is the one you really want. You're dealing with pain, discomfort. Yes, you want the power, but if you really want something that's going to boost up your immune system, you can have a better, better circulation. That is like the number one thing. It's better circulation, better oxygen flow. Your white cells are up for anything. They're defending you well. Your body is able to actually break things down better because it helps you with your digestive system also. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot to do with your immunity. It's funny how all this stuff interconnects. But
so let me address the chat. Excuse me. Okay, Rachel Aldridge. She says she's shy. You don't have to show your face, sweetheart, but she's given a lot of good information in the chat, so I appreciate it either way you decide to do so, dear. She said it's called I call it artificial taste buds.
I like that.
That's a good one there. I like the way you said that. And then she said wash out quarterly. It really helps. So she's got some good information there. And then Sheila says that you're very informative. And then Rachel says our DNA is made up of vitamins, minerals, and oils. We need to feed the cells, not our good belly. That's why you eat to live strong.
Come on now.
You eat to live strong. And that's what and Taylor said, I heard that sherbet cleanses your palate. Is that true? Are you saying sherbet or sorbet? Taylor, are you saying sherbet? Taylor said, I heard that sherbet cleans your palate. Apple cider vinegar, if you ask me.
I'm gonna go with moringa. Moringa.
Yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yes. And Essence of Vitality, if you're just looking for a one hitter quitter, that is gonna cleanse your palate plus cleanse your body as a good detox. As far as our camp at LOJ Fit Club, which is another spot you can look up, LOJ Fit Club. Our whole camp every month we go on a detox. First of the month, you already know what time it is. You either going for 3 days, 5 days, or 7 days every month.
Right.
And this way you keep those extra heavy metals and toxins and everything out your body and stuff flushed out.
Now let's see. Rachel says, "Yeah, it does for the next food course. I guess that cleanses your kind of like when ladies go to the store to the mall and they share their perfume and they give them the coffee to take away the scent and all that. I think
I
that's
got
what
you.
she's trying to say. That's what
Yeah.
Taylor was saying. Living Better says that she's dealing with stomach issues right now, and this is very informative information and amazing. Burns says, "What about those?" She said, "I like those Oreos."
What's good, Vern? Hey, look, don't be trying to hit me with that. They vegan too, Vern. I don't heard that so many times. They vegan though. They good. They vegan.
And let's see. Rachel also says, "My last fast was 40 days.
I say.
She's and it has done wonders. Awesome. Great, Rachel. That's
Congrats.
awesome. So yeah, and guys, I'm guilty of it. I'm gonna raise my hand to this. Stop using COVID as the reason why, because it's too many things you can do in the house. Vacuuming your floor, sweeping your floor, that's exercise.
Come on now.
Things that you can do to take that COVID out of your mind. Because I was like, well, I can't go to the gym. I could walk in my neighborhood. That was an excuse. That was a poor excuse. So, and being as though when I first started out, I was like, well, I'm vegan. And you go in the store and they had everything. Nobody was vegan in the stores.
Come
Then
on
I
now.
went back and I guess people were like, well, they don't have what I need. So I guess I better eat vegan. And then I was all out. So, but that's good information. And thank you for the questions and the comments in the chat. Thank you so much. Byron said, and they're thin Oreos too.
Like, you gonna keep pressing it. I ain't messing with you, V. You gonna have me on your bad list.
Yes, I messed with you. Okay, so she said, yes, COVID. This is Rachel speaking. I don't know if you can see the comments. So if you look over on the right-hand side of your screen, are you on your phone or you on your computer? Uh-oh, I lost him. Yeah, just drop it back. Okay, so he'll come back in a minute, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, no, never mind. I'll go ahead and read the comments. I was just trying to get you to read the comments but let's see. Rachel says, yes, COVID helped me. It gave me the time off work. Fast, thanks, COVID. Okay, so she's saying that she has time off of work. So, I mean, yeah, that's good that you can be away from all the critters of that thing out there. So, yes, it gives you time. It gave me time to really self-examine myself too. Of course, it was pounds too late, but okay.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
Back on the track, so that's what I've been doing.
That's right.
Okay, so let's see. Jasmine. Oh, she's laughing at Vern. Okay, so we can go ahead.
I see. Another good thing is that CBD, it is activated by water. So my people who are not big on their water intake and you're looking for CBD to do something for you, it's not going to do what it needs to do if the water is not exactly. Keep it close to you. It's not going to do what it needs to do if the water is not in you. The water is made up, almost 75% of water in the body. So that just lets you know the brain sits in fluid, you know what I'm saying? It lets you know agua is the way. And this is how the CBD is allowed to really transfer and really go through the bloodstream so it can get to all the most needed parts in you. For most people, I like to tell them to take it at least twice a day. For those that's going through more severe stuff, take it 3 times a day. But you want to make sure you definitely take it at least an hour before you go to rest. And for a lot of my people that do, they say like they either wake up before They're alarmed because they feel so rested, or they just wake up feeling real good and rested and invigorated. So that's something that's real big. And we also actually have a nighttime routine that actually even go with that. So you do a nice little stretch and a little breathing exercise, exactly, and a little mental exercise before you go to bed, go to rest, and it really just puts the body in a better healing state.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
And let's see. Taylor said, "My mom does the Daniel fast for church. What kind of fast do you guys do?" Now that's how I became vegan, Taylor. I did the Daniel fast, and it was vegetarian, and I liked it. And I felt so much better that I dabbed over into the vegan side.
Wow.
So I do. There's remittance fasting, but I go to the Lord for my fasting because I'm gonna need him to get me through it.
Won't he do it? Come on now.
Let's see. Rachel said that she did water, oxygen, herbs, and movement. Okay.
Nice. Movement.
Infrared. Okay. The infrared theory. Okay. I have to look that up. I hadn't heard that one. The infrared theory. Have you heard of that one?
No, I haven't. Infrared theory, that's new to me, but I'm definitely looking that up. But everything she said right there is exactly what you really want to do for an ideal fast. All right, that's perfect.
Wow. Thank you for that information, Rachel. And Burns said, "Yep, y'all smash that thumbs button. Make that, if you have not done so already, thumbs your girl up. Thumbs your girl up. And let's see. Okay. So anything else you want to talk to about that? Or we ready to start on the next chapter of the discussion?
And then of course for everybody that's on the show that comes from Eat to Live Strong, if when you hit us up and you get any of our products, they'll be 50% off. Just let us know that you got it from Eat to Live Strong. So your girl hooks you up. She's looking out for y'all. Just know that. You know what I'm saying? And I have your package on the way tomorrow, Queen. So
awesome sauce. I cannot wait. I tell you one thing, if I get a full at least a 6 hour sleep, you're gonna hear me screaming from Gwinnett County all the way to your county. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be happy. So, yes.
We're gonna be ready for it. We're gonna be out this. We're gonna be just like this.
You'll hear me. And all my friends that call me and talk to me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm sorry. I'm resting.
Back to your broadcasting, right?
Yeah. Now Rachel says thank you. So
thank you.
Go ahead. Tell me what your I'll go ahead and put it in the chat now. What's your YouTube?
My YouTube is Relic Wellness Talks.
Talks with an S?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm putting that out there now. Let's see. Is it capital RELIC?
Yes, ma'am.
Relic Wellness. And then it's Relic Wellness Talks. Is it 2 words for Relic Wellness or one?
1 word. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wellness. But the W is capital letters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's talk. And is it all together?
Yes, ma'am. Relic Wellness Talks is yes, ma'am, separate word.
Separate words or all together?
The talks part is separate.
Okay.
So Relic is separate, wellness is separate, and then talks is separate. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if I have a mod out there, if you can look that channel up and drop the link for me. This is for his YouTube channel. And what was your IG?
Relic 71. I'm sorry, I keep saying that. Relic 47.
47. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. That's my email.
Oh, okay. So IG is Relic 47.
Yes, ma'am. And then I have another IG page, which is Relic 7 Wellness.
Okay. Relic. You said it was Relic what now?
7, the number 7.
And
wellness.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your other IG.
Yes, ma'am. And then the last one, as far as the club that I train out of, where you can come and see us at, all of our products and everything is at, is LOJ Fit Club, which stands for Lion of Judah.
Okay, LOJ.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's fitness.
Yeah, Fit Club. Yes, ma'am.
Fit Club. Okay.
And we're on all platforms. So with that one, IG, Instagram, IG, Facebook. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now he is in Georgia, but he did tell me he will do Zoom meetings. So if you guys are if you're interested in that, he does Zoom meetings.
Yep.
Okay. It's
Everything's online now. So at the end of the day, that's how you reach the most people. You can still help the most people, especially where everybody don't want to come in because again, everybody wants to be more careful with the COVID. We
right,
understand that, but you don't have to be still without the information and basically without the products and things in which you really need. So everything can still come to you. And like you were saying even earlier about the training, we teach that you are the gym. That's the number one rule. You are the gym. So you don't need
right.
nothing else other than that. I will show you how you can take a little bit of space and time and how 15, 20 minutes will really kick your butt because, again, it's just the mindset of how we train is just totally different. And
Right.
then before you know it, you can enjoy the rest of your day doing what you really, really like to do.
Exactly. Let me
Mm-hmm.
ask you this. This is for me.
Mm-hmm.
I hula hoop, and I can hula hoop for hours.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm jump roping. So what do you think about that as part of my fitness? Oh, and
I
I do
think
the Bosu ball.
no, all that's good. So the Bosu ball's gonna give you real good stability, and it's gonna work on a lot of your fascial muscles, your smaller muscles. That helps with your bigger muscles and your connective muscles. Um, the hula hooping is great because it's good for spine mobility and it's good for your hips. A lot of things that most people really take for granted, and then all of a sudden later on, hey,
I'm trying to give mine away. People don't even want it.
come on now, a queen that can't dance can't rule. Come on now. So,
Okay, so Jasmine says she can't find your channel. So if you could, she couldn't find your channel.
all right, let me go. I just started it. I just pulled it up like about 2 weeks ago. So let me go check on it when I pull out my laptop, and
Okay,
then I'll be able to give you a screenshot and a link to it.
okay, okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. So
Everything else will be up, and then I think the website should be up also, which is myrelicwellness.com. So everything else
okay,
should be there. Mhm.
so okay. So with that, guys, what he's gonna do is once he is down and looking at his computer, he will send it to me. And what I will do is I'll go back and put it in the comments of this live. Okay, Taylor said, "Can you double dutch?" Negative. I'm not that coordinated.
Hey, we're gonna jump in now. Who going in? Who
I
going in now?
never learned to double dutch. That was the one. Now, I could do a regular jump rope, but the double dutch, no, never learned it.
Hey,
Nobody wanted to pick me.
the jump rope was good though, because I mean you work a lot of muscles like that. That's one of the number one things that most boxers end up going to as far as conditioning. So for conditioning wise, doing the jump rope at least 3 to 5 minutes, man, that is astounding. That is very good, honestly. And you'll see a lot of weight just kind of slipping off, and your body just kind of cutting up and to get more and more defined in certain areas.
Right. Now,
Real
what do
good.
you recommend for those that are not able to walk if they're um, wheelchair bound or on a walker or something like that? What form of exercise do you recommend for them, if you don't mind?
So a lot of this is going to come with range of motion. So say for instance, let's say you're bound to a chair. We had that already with one client. One thing we make sure though is that she puts her feet on the ground first. You know what I'm saying? We stimulate her soles to the earth. After that, she starts from the bottom. We work all the way up. We start with just wiggling the toes, wiggling your feet, doing foot circles. You know what I'm saying? Moving your ankles left and right, just picking up the leg. Then you start bending the knee and picking up the leg, which is really using your hip muscle and really using your hip flexors to start opening it up. Then from there, we start doing a little small twisting in the chair. Then we start twisting and raising the arms in the chair. Then we start bringing the arms out real nice and wide and bringing them all the way in and bringing them up. So for a lot of our people that are wheelchair are in a wheelchair, range of motion of everything is just what you want, right? You're already kind of stuck, you feel like, unless you have somebody that can help you and get some assistance, or you have some straps where you can actually pull yourself up out of the chair. That'll be also another really good exercise. But if you can't do none of that, range of motion, twist everything as much as you possibly can, hold everything as far as you can, as far as in the range of motion that you go, and just do simple breathing techniques. This is pretty much what you're going to call this chair yoga, pretty much. And
Here
this
you go.
chair yoga is going to help you in a lot of different ways. You'll see why. Because a lot of things that actually get messed up in the chair is your hips and your lower back, right? They start kind of
Right.
going out because you're also used to sitting. So this is where the movement and the twisting really comes in at to awaken all these synapses that actually kind of start going dormant, right? Because they ain't
Right.
moving, they ain't getting so you want to make sure that your circuitry is always moving. You know what I'm saying? When the circuits ain't moving, they're gonna start dulling out. So
Start.
always just be
Yeah.
moving. If you're like in a walker, the same thing. One thing that's good about a walker is that you already have assistance, right? So with the walker, you want to use that as far as like you want to hold on to it, you want to brace it, and you want to see if you can just stand on one leg, pick up your leg first, right? Work on your balance with that first. Same thing. From there, pick up the leg, start just twisting the foot in circles, twist it the other way in circles. Then start doing you some little kick outs, you know what I'm saying? Some little hit rockers with it. And then of course, same thing with your arms. When you're standing up on it, have one arm on, one arm up, bring the arm up, pulling it down. You know what I'm saying? Being able to take that same arm now and twisting all the way around with it. Bring it all the way back around, put it down, and go over the next arm, same thing. So a lot of this stuff is dealing with, again, range of motion and movement. Because when you're confined to the chair, you're only moving a certain way, right? So
Right.
therefore, the body's missing out on a lot of movement still. Same thing when you're in the walker, you're missing on a lot of range of motion and movement. So that's the first thing you want to do as far as exercise is move everything that can be moved, give it in all directions, circles, boxes, triangles, whatever. The more you can be real creative and fluid with it, the more your body's going to be creative and fluid with it. Your body's going to move the same way how your mind is already looking. So again, if you feel like you're stagnant in certain places, and a lot of this stuff is on YouTube especially too. They got exercise for a workout in the chair. They got workouts for walkers. They got workouts if you've been stuck in the bed, believe it or not, you know, and how you can bring your knees to your chest and work your spine out, things of that nature. So yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me address the audience. Hey, Harrison Ford family, Harrison Ford, Lord have mercy, Harrison family blog. Hey, my brother, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I see we have Sheila says stronger. He is awesome. I guess she was talking to Eat to Live Stronger, but she said he's awesome. So she's saying that you're awesome. Burns says that she loves high impact exercise, but I think she's talking about Coco, which is what I call the COVID is Coco because she drives people Coco for Cocoa Puffs. It's like, nah, sis. Let's see. Taylor said she used to, let's see, Taylor said something that moved fast. Taylor used to be the turner since she was in the wheelchair. They wouldn't even let me turn Taylor because I wasn't coordinated. I had no coordination at all. You could not even believe I was a cheerleader, I was a majorette, and I was in the band, and I played volleyball and basketball. You would not even know that I was all that, but I could not. That just wasn't. And Byrne laughed at me because I always called him Harrison Ford. I was thinking about our game night with Know Your TV, Know Your Brain, Bring Your Brain.
Bring your brain.
So, bring your brain. So yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the next topic, but I will say this also. My niece, she does not walk, or she crawls because she's 7 years old, but she has a rare disease called little coat. The little coat disease is so rare that I don't even think it's been 10 kids been diagnosed with it. But she started out walking and then she stopped, and then her walking and her talking and she, a host of problems. But I bought her a trampoline with the bar on it so that she can jump on the trampoline. And I want to get her to swimming because I figure if she falls and she's in the pool, guess what? She's not going to hurt herself because that water is going to hold her up. So, but she's going through that. So I'll have to talk to you about that with my sister. So we're going to, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, Queen. I thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me back on here. Thank you for allowing me to speak to the family again, and I'm more than happy to help. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you can hang around because the next topic that we were going to talk about is, and if y'all notice my thumbnail, never be embarrassed about talking to your doctor. Also, I wanted to talk about bedside manners. So, let's see, no, my pussy bone. Oh, she has her bone is her issue. This was Burn. Okay, Burn. She said her bones is her issue. Gotcha.
Her bones is her issue.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can actually talk about that because I had a hairline fracture all the way down my tailbone.
Wow.
Yeah, hairline fracture.
You the man. Tell you. You the man. You the man. And as Martin used to say, you the man. And So,
But as always, thank you though. I'll stay on here. I got like another 10 minutes before I got to get to class anyway. My
oh,
class
that's
starts
right.
at 8, but I would definitely love to hear everything. So yeah,
Okay.
let's get it.
Uh, so it's just a second page leaner. Okay. So I'm gonna drop your link once you give it to once you get it to me. If you text it to me, I'll go ahead and put it out in the chat. And
Yes.
also, if anybody wants to come up and talk about the next topic, what do you guys look for when you go in to see your doctor? What do you expect from your doctor? And this is like a platform. There's no judging. There's no drama, and it's all about love. So we need to figure this. We just need to talk about it. Some of us are in the medical profession. I am NA right now, but we want to talk about that. We want to talk about what we're looking for when you go to see your doctor and what to look for and what makes you change your mind when you want to let the doctor, when it's time for you to go. So I'm going to drop the link again. If anybody wants to come up, they're more than welcome to come up to talk about it. Okay, let's see if anybody wants to come up. Let's see. Second page, Leaner. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got to drop Burns on second page too. She has a second page. So anybody want to come up? You're more than welcome to come up. I'm going to start off by telling what I look for in a doctor. Honesty, to the point. Don't bull crap me. Tell me right up front. Don't hold nothing over my head, and be on time. Be on time, but don't treat me like I'm your child, and don't treat me like you've got the best of everything. So we can talk, but don't cut me off. So let's see. I have somebody coming up now. Uh-oh. I think I dropped Jasmine. If you're still out here, Giannis, you may come back. I'm sorry. I think I may have hit the wrong button. I'm sorry. Hey, Jasmine.
Hi.
So before you start, Jasmine, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to tell people, I was telling them what I look for in a doctor, but I also wanted to, let's just take a break here because we've been going for about 40 minutes. I'm almost 50 minutes. And guys, let me just make this as a chat question. What do you guys look for when you go to find your doctor? What do you look for? Now, the first thing is make sure he's licensed, his credentials. That should have been my first question, my first statement. So what do you guys in the chat, if you don't want to come up, put in the chat what you look for when you go to find your doctor. And Jasmine, you can go ahead if you want to go ahead and start saying what you look for when you go to your doctor.
What I look for is that my main thing is that they have an understanding of what cerebral palsy is, because a lot of things I go to the doctors for, even like for a regular checkup, could be connected to that. So they at least have to understand that. And then they have to understand, even though my mother is in the room or some sort of adult is in the room just to help me get back and forth, that I am the patient and not the person that's there to help me physically. So ask me the questions and don't ask the person that walked in the room with me, because they're not the patient. So that's important to me.
Okay. Anybody
Hi,
else?
Rachel.
Anybody else in the chat want to put a comment as to what they look for when they go to find a doctor? Or even if they have a doctor that they've been dealing with for some time, what is it that you look for in your doctor? And believe it or not, a lot of people don't even check their credentials to see if they're, hey, Daddy Days, how are you? Thank you for turning that thumb to blue. I appreciate you, from Germany. I haven't talked to my friend in Germany in a while either. I got to check on her. So
hello, Daddy Days.
So what do you guys look for when you go to find your doctor? A lot of people, again, they do not check their credentials to see if they're actual licensed. I don't know about what state you're in, but there have been so many incidents here in Georgia where people go to the doctor and let the doctor do something like plastic surgery. We have a big case about that now. The doctor had her license, but she was very messy, and she was a great dermatologist, but she started to do, she was actually my dermatologist at one time. at one point, but she decided to go into doing um, plastic surgery and things like that, and it got pretty messy. So um, it's been oh, Rachel is in England. Oh, good to have you from England. I did not know that, dear. But yes, she had a lot of problems and she got a lot of lawsuits and things, but she should have stuck with dermatology. So, Daddy Day say hello, co-host.
Hello.
So we don't check those things out. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't at first, but then when I started seeing too much stuff going on, I went ahead and changed and started looking. And there's places that you can check to see if they are certified and if they're licensed. You can look and see what kind of claims and everything that they have. So I wanted to talk, guys, because just because they say that they're a doctor, it does not mean that they are for you. Let's see. Lena says, I look for a physician who has common sense and a good personality, bedside manners. Exactly, Lena Crockett Way. Exactly. Let's see. Vern says that I had a female doctor that was awful. She was retiring and she acted like she was ready to go. Did not listen to my concerns. That is a no-no. Yes. And I don't know, most of my doctors are male doctors because I had a horrible time with the female doctors. And I don't know what it was, but most of my doctors have been male doctors. I think I only have one female doctor now, and that's my primary care. That is my primary care. Daddy Days is about to call it a night. Well, you have a great night, Daddy Days. Thank you for coming in, and God bless you.
Good night.
So yes, finding a good doctor is it's a lot of doctors out there. But if you guys looked at my video from Monday, I had some doozies, but that is not even the bulk of them. I had some really weird. No, I'm just going to be frank. I had some really bad doctors. They were just not to my liking at all. And I don't think that, frankly, they should not have been practicing medicine. So, yes, you have to listen. And then Rachel says, I want them to listen to me before they start diagnosing me. Yes, exactly. And then Vern said, exactly, my male doctors was great. And I feel that I say that a lot. I will tell you guys this story. I had an OB doctor and OBGYN. And I first went to him. Now, this has been years ago when my husband and I were trying to have a baby. And to go through the fertility stuff, I don't know if anybody could vouch for this, but to go through the fertility stuff, it is not fun at all. It took a while for me to get over this, so it's going to take a minute for me to say this, but it's that was the time that I needed a great doctor. Living Better says, I look for a doctor that has great understanding of my needs, have compassion, and treat me with the utmost respect. Absolutely. Absolutely, sis. So I just so happened to go to this one particular OBGYN. And at that time, I was with an HMO. And I really didn't like HMOs, but he was a HMO doctor. And I followed him even after he left the HMO practice and went on his own because of the type of person he was. So month after month, if anybody know how the infertility part works, you have to go every month to the doctor. You have to give them the schedule, what you did, your temperature, and all that other stuff. And you even had to tell them, when you had intercourse, all of that stuff, you had to tell the doctor. So the first time I went to this female doctor, and she had no compassion at all. And she pretty much gave up on me before I can even get a chance. She gave up. So I ended up with a male doctor after that. So what this doctor would do every month when I would go in, he was really friendly. He was just the best doctor that I ever been around, ever. And he finally said, you know, it's sometimes your husband can't come. And he would make sure that he would make that trip so enjoyable that I didn't have time to think or cry about the situation. Because every time you go, they would give you a pregnancy test. And every time it would come back as, you know, negative. And he made it so much fun for me that I did not feel any special kind of, you know, I didn't have any grief behind it because he was just that best doctor for me. And he says, your husband don't have to come every month. Because he was coming with me every month. And I said, well, I know it hurts him just as much as it hurts me to have to go to this doctor's appointment every month. So that's when I learned about the male doctors, because when he went on vacation, there was a female doctor that was going to be waiting on me that particular month because, you know, I had to go every month. She was not nice. She was doing things that the doctor that I go to was not doing. It was horrible. She was horrible. And it was to the point where I had to stop her in midstream and say, you know what? I'm just going to miss this month. I cannot deal with you. And she said, what do you mean? I'm a doctor. I said, exactly. You're not acting like a doctor. Get away from me. Give me my money back. I'm leaving. I'll make another appointment. So I left. So that's how I felt about doctors. That was my first encounter dealing with a doctor that was just not the best doctor. She was not, I mean, not all doctors are bad. Not all doctors are bad. And she made me appreciate my OBGYN better. More, he was much better than any doctor. And I lost track of him when I moved away. And I came back and I couldn't find him. And I finally found him. And the last 2 years of his tenure as a doctor, I was going to see him. And he was the one that caught something within my body that I was able to get surgery on before it was too late. And I followed him, and then he told me he was retiring. And I said, well, did you make my room available at your house? Because you're going to be my doctor. And I said, so if I ended up getting pregnant, are you telling me that you're not going to be able to deliver my baby? He says, no, I cannot, because my license, I'm going to not renew them. And I was like, so you telling me that if I was at the restaurant and you saw me and you've been trying to get me pregnant all these years, and I get to the restaurant, you see me in a water break and it's time for me. He says, I will not. I'll have to call an ambulance. I say, that hurts my feelings. He said, no, because people are happy with class action lawsuits and suing doctors. And the main reason why he stopped, because he could have gone another few years as a doctor, but he stopped because the malpractice insurance was so high. And that's what you're finding with a lot of the doctors. So going on to the next part of the conversation. So guys, when you're looking for your doctor, you know what you need, you know what you're looking for. You don't want them to self-diagnose you before they even run tests or anything. So you have to be careful with that. But I will say this too. Who is your biggest diagnoser for your illness? Who's the biggest diagnoser of your illnesses?
It should be yourself. But
well, you shouldn't self-diagnose yourself.
Well, I mean, you should know your body well enough to go and say, well, this is what I found. What I feel as though is wrong. Now, can you tell me what this means? Is what I mean.
Right. So we are our biggest self-diagnosers, but your mothers and your grandmothers, they will diagnose you in a heartbeat, and they will have you taking some remedies. So they are big at diagnosing people too. So sometimes you have to stay away from them. Just love them for a distance and tell them thank you for the information, and go from there. Do you guys believe in second opinions? What do you think about second opinions? Yeah, YouTube. Linkner. She said YouTube. Exactly. My sister always said you can buy a kidney from Amazon and you can do the surgery by watching it on YouTube. She states it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I forgot what my question was. What did I just say?
You said, do you get a second opinion?
Oh, do you guys believe in second opinions? Rachel said for sure. So I believe in second opinions. I believe in how many opinions. Let's do it this way. How many opinions would you have to get before you accept what the doctor has told
you? That's a hard question.
Has anybody gone to a doctor and they had to figure out which opinion was the if they were going to get a second or a third or a fourth opinion? I'm looking down at my phone, so if you see it, let me know. Any answer?
Living Better says second opinions are great.
Okay. Okay.
But second opinions can be confusing.
Now, she said many. And I guess it depends on the situation. Now, if you're going for just like a common cold or a flu or diarrhea or something like that, you know, a lot of us, we will take the home. Hey, Gigi Gluten Free. Hey, sis, thank you for coming.
Hello, Gigi.
Welcome. Good to see you. So a lot of people will do second opinions, and but if it's something like a common cold or flu, they'll go take the OTC, the over-the-counter medication, and if it doesn't, but they don't really read the what the medicine tells you. They tell you don't take it for more than this amount of days, or if you not feeling better, or if you got a fever, or if you don't take so much of it, you're supposed to go. Some people don't; they just keep taking it. As far as something that is serious, like if you know that your family has a history of cancer or any of the incurable diseases, even diabetes and things like that, if you have somebody that has that in your family, your immediate family especially, I would go and get that checked. But if just because if they don't run the blood work and they come back and say you have this, you got to run blood work and got to do all this other stuff before I believe that I have what I have, which is why when I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I went through my ophthalmologist. She diagnosed, well, I went to my primary care first. She didn't know anything. Don't take that the wrong way, guys. She didn't know anything about my vision, why I lost my vision, because she said she didn't have the tools where she can go behind the eye to see what was going on. So she sent me to I said, well, can I just go to an optometrist? She said, no, you need to go to an ophthalmologist. So I went to the ophthalmologist, and that's who diagnosed me with multiple sclerosis. But before she took that to the head and say, yeah, you got it, she sent me for a series of tests. Then she sent me to a neurologist and a ear, nose, and throat specialist. So she sent me to 3 places, and all the results came back positive, positive, positive. So she had a theory that I had it, MS, because of my age and the symptoms. And when she sent me to all those 3 places to get the testing done, she got the results, and then she called me into her appointment for an appointment. And I'll never forget to this day the look on her face when she wanted to give me the news. I did everything fast. I got my diagnosis within a week because I was pushing hard. I was like, got an appointment, get me in. No, I'm not coming back. Do it now. And when she got me in that office that afternoon, it was just funny how God works, because I left work early and I was running late because of traffic. I got to the appointment, but she was stuck she had surgery that morning, so she was stuck. And she told me, she says, look, she called the office and said, do not let her leave. And I stayed around. And when she came in, the look on her face, I knew instantly that I had it, because she said, I don't know how to tell you this. She says, but you do have multiple sclerosis. And she said, we got to get you over to back to the neurologist so she can give you the treatment and get you all set up so that we're going to go ahead and send you back to the emergency room so they can give you a round of steroids so you can get your vision back. And then from there, we're going to get you to the neurologist so we can get that taken care of. And that's where my concern about doctors became another incident, because my neurologist that I had, and think I said it in one of my other lives. I know I'm positive I did.
Yeah, you said you would move in with him if he ever retired.
No, no. That's my current my MS doctor now. My first neurologist, the medicine I took didn't work for me. So she took me off of the medicine, and before she put me on another medication, or they call it treatment in MS, they sent me to get a series of testing to see if I had what they call PML or JBC, or JCV, I'm sorry, JCV. And turned out I was positive for the JC virus. And with the JC virus, it's a infection in the brain. So a wrong medication I could potentially die, because your brain, the infection in your brain causes you to forget things like how to swallow, how to breathe, how to eat. Kind of like people that have, what is it called? Oh gosh, the elderly, when they get amnesia, not amnesia, when they get older, they start forgetting their memory. They lose their memory. Alzheimer's, and it's another one.
Dementia.
But, yes, dementia. So your brain with that medication you will become, I know, Gigi, your brain will stop working. So you will forget to eat, literally. You forget to, when you put the spoon in your mouth to chew and swallow. Most people strangle to death because they cannot remember to swallow if that brain infection kicks in. Or they forget to breathe, or they even forget to use the bathroom. They can't drink water. That is very serious. It's very serious. Well, to say all of that, she tested me for it, but she never called me back with the results. And then when I had the results, when she gave me the results, I had to get it from a third party. In other words, somebody else had to tell me that I knew that worked for the lab. And she had already prescribed me for that medication that I'm not supposed to take. So that's when I lost faith in doctors once again. And I said, she got a license on the wall. Let me check her credentials and see what's going on, if she had any lawsuits or anything. But needless to say, she doesn't work for that practice anymore. But that was too late. All it took was for me to know that she could have potentially killed me. And we were sitting in the appointment because she called back and she said, oh, well, you can't take the medicine. I said, well, it's a fine time for you to tell me, because you prescribed the medicine to me 2 weeks ago. Did you take it? I said, no, I didn't take it. And she says, well, I'm glad you didn't take it. So meanwhile, my husband is sitting in a doctor's appointment with the camera on, taking a picture of the doctor. And she asked him, what are you doing? He says, I'm taking a picture of you so I can tell everybody, don't ever use you, because you almost killed my wife. And she got up and she walked out. He followed her. He says, oh, you're not going to run away from me because you almost killed. Yeah, he was upset. And I was too. So yes, right, Lena, thank God. So I lost my faith in doctors once again. But then when I got my doctor that I have now, he has great bedside manners. Like I said last week, he doesn't let the nurse call you back and check your blood, and they don't do. I go to the hospital. He's at one of the bigger hospitals here, but the nurse won't come out to greet you. He does, and he does everything. How you doing? How's your eating? How are you feeling? Let's do your exercises and things to see if you're stable. And once he does all of that, then he goes and he takes me down for my blood work and things like that. So when I've had flare-ups, he will call me on a weekend. He will call me the same day. So when you find your good doctors, you keep them. When they have those bedside manners, that means a lot. So I kept that doctor, and I've been with him now. Oh my gosh, I think I've been with him since 2014 or 15. So I've had him for a long time. And I got him see, this is God. They told me he didn't have any appointments available until when he schedules his appointments out, he's like the top neurologist it used to be the nation, but I think it's gone a little bit further now because he has customers coming in from out of the country. He was scheduling his appointments out by like 4 or 5 years. And I was like, I can't wait that long. I need a doctor. And at that point, somebody called and canceled. And somebody that was in the cubicle next, I guess, they were like, who are you trying to get an appointment with? And they was like, Dr. Lava. And they was like, oh, so he just had a cancellation. So I got in, but God, I got in to see him. And I followed him, and I told him that when he retires, he needs to make sure that I have his home address, because he's going to continue to be my doctor whether he retires or not. So he's one of the good doctors. But I've had some really bad issues with doctors, guys. And I just tell you to, that's why I tell you to know your body, make your list of symptoms, check them, but don't use Google. Google will have you all frail. They'll have you like scared. So just
Google will make you cry.
Yeah, Google will have you horrified. So just make sure that you go out and if you're going to look for the stuff, it's okay to Google some of the symptoms. But if you think that you have whatever you think you have, do WebMD. WebMD has a checker that you can put in what are your symptoms, and you put the symptoms in, and it will tell you, we think you have this, but go see your doctor. Or they won't even tell you. They say, go see your doctor. They won't self-diagnose you either. They'll tell you to go see your doctor. But that's the best website that I've seen is WebMD. They have a phone app too for your iPhone or your Android. So check with if you're going to do that, go through WebMD. And the Mayo Clinic is pretty good too. But I trust the WebMD website more than any of them. And then the National Institute of Health, I trust those too. But yeah, guys, just know yourself, know your body, make your list of symptoms, go to your doctor, schedule your appointment. Don't take the first answer if it's something that's serious. Hey, Deb, glad tidings. Hey, sis, how are you? Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, don't take the first. Do not take your first response from your doctor. If it's something that serious, you always want to get a second opinion. And in my instance, I had 3. And then even with the third, I actually had a 4th one. Y'all know who the 4th one was, right? My mom. I should say it was my mom, but I didn't tell my mom until I got the diagnosis. So she was a little perturbed about that, but she was the last one that I told. I told
that would never work with my mother. She would be the first, and she would probably find out before I would.
Well, see, my mom didn't know. So the first one knew was actually myself and my husband. And then when we got the third, we went to my mom and my dad first, because my grandparents were already gone, except for one, and she wasn't all there. So we didn't tell her at all. So we told my parents first, my mom and my dad, and even my stepfather. And then, of course, with them all collaborating, they all came up with a whole nother thing. You don't have that. You have this. And I'm like, no. Did you get another opinion? I said, I had 3. They was like, oh, you should get another one. I said, well, besides the 3 of y'all, I got 6. So, yeah, mom. Rachel said, mom. But yeah, they had all those symptoms all of the diagnoses that I had gotten, you're going to get extra ones, and you have to just love them. Just say thank you. But I did it in stages, because I set them down and I told them exactly what was going on. And then after I told them, I told my siblings. And then from my siblings, I told my aunts and uncles. And then I left it to them to tell their children. I said, but if you tell them, make sure you tell them exactly what I'm telling you, because I don't want anybody to call me and tell me, no, you don't have that, you have this. What were your symptoms? No, I'm telling you I have it. Don't go and try and research it. So, but guys, thank you for that. Jasmine, have you had, now, again, I've had some good ones and I've had some bad ones. So we're talking about bedside manners. You got to make sure that doctor is there for you. They work for you. They don't work for the nurse. They don't work for, even though they work the nurse, most nurses should be the doctor, because the doctor gives them everything. Get ready for that, Lena. The nurse is everything. And you have to be cautious, because the doctors, they got to have the bedside manners, because as it is, we got to go in there. We got to talk about our most intimate, private things. And if you should not be afraid to talk to your doctors at all. You should not be afraid to talk to them. You need to go and tell them what it is so that you can get it all knocked out the first time around. So, Jasmine, you said that you had some gory, not gory, but you had some weird stories. What happened with you? Anybody want to come up? You're more than welcome to do so. Whether it's a good, theory with your doctor or bad experience with your doctor. I just want you to just open up here. This is the time that we're just opening up and just helping each other out to know some of the symptoms and signs that you may have to deal with when you're going to doctors.
Yeah.
This is your life. We have one ticker, one life. We cannot put our life in the hands of a doctor that will not do right by you. So we have to be on the forefront. Never be afraid. And I'm going to tell you one thing. If you've already paid your copay and you do not see that doctor and they do not give you the treatment, walk up out of there, get your money back and go somewhere else. Don't let them play with your life, because sometimes you don't have that much time to figure out what's wrong with yourself. So you just have to be very careful and very cautious and don't let that happen to you. You're your own advocate. Thank God for me, I had my husband with me. But you've got your own advocate, so you need to make sure you got to advocate for yourself. Because if you don't, I mean, like I said in my video, the doctor he is flat out called me fat. And I'm like, really? But he was like 5 times my size.
Yeah, no, that's enough.
And I wasn't fat. I was just overweight. I wasn't fat. But you have to look out for yourself, because if you don't, nobody else is going to do that for you. And if the doctors think that they can get away with it, they're going to do it. Because the thing is, they got so many people and they're trying, especially the private practices, they're trying to get everybody in and out. So they don't spend that time with you. They get you in there and it's like, what's your symptoms? And they'll even ask you, what are you here for today? When they, full well, they looked at that chart on the door before they came in, because you can hear the chart moving when they hit the door. So I remind them, didn't you just look at the chart? Nothing's different than what I told you on the chart, because here, as a matter of fact, here's a list of my symptoms, because I take the list in. Exactly. Vern said, open your mouth. Because if you don't, you just...
That is true.
That's why we couldn't find that site. Is Relic Wellness Talks. Separate word. So, but yeah, you have to open your mouth, because you gotta go in there for yourself. And if you have children, you gotta be there for your children. Because if you don't, Lord forbid you get the wrong diagnosis, or you get someone that's just a jackrabbit. You don't want that type of experience, because you want to go to the doctor's office and feel comfortable. You ever notice that if you're not comfortable with your doctor and you go to that doctor's appointment and they take your blood pressure and your blood pressure is like extremely high? That's a sign right there. That's a sign.
Yeah, but that happens every time I go to a doctor. Even though I'm comfortable with them, I just particularly don't like doctor's offices. Mm-hmm. It makes me nervous because I see them way too much.
I think with that too, Jasmine, you and I say this because a lot of times you have situations where, like with me, it's the traffic is so bad here that by the time I get there, my blood pressure is so high, and my blood pressure is never, I promise you, my blood pressure is never over 115 is the highest it's ever been. And anytime I go to the doctor's office and they check my blood pressure is extremely high because of the traffic, and I don't like to go any late. Okay, Jasmine, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to pull that channel up.
Yeah, doctor's office just makes me nervous. So no matter what I do, I'm just not gonna like it, even if I feel like we have a good relationship, because I see them way too much. And I had this one particular doctor. It was like a family doctor where all my siblings went or whatever. And she was very nice and pleasant in the beginning. But as I got older and she got more in detail about the questions they start asking you when you're older, she would ask me, I would give her an answer. Then she would turn to my mother and ask my mother the same question about me. But I've already answered the question. So why do you have to talk to my mother to find out if I'm telling you the truth? Because you just asked me. And she was like, well, your mother would know you best. She takes care of you and all of this and that. And I'm like, but my mother's not in my body. She might see what's going on, but she can't physically tell you. And I got rid of her. I'm like, I'm not coming back here anymore because I don't like you.
Oh, did you say you didn't like her?
And
Oh,
then
wow.
she was supposed to be giving me a needle for something because she had to test for something. And I told her she wasn't allowed to give me a needle because she's not good at it. And I wanted her nurse because her nurse gets it in one shot. My veins are very small. And to avoid them going into my hand, they have to go on one particular side. And I'm usually, if you don't get it once, you're going to have to wait a few hours before you come back before I let you try again. So she did it. And we all know what I look like. So she stuck me with the needle and she blew my vein and my whole arm was purple.
Wow.
Purple. Like legit purple. So she was like, I really need the blood. I was like, okay, well, go get the lady. So I'm screaming for the lady. The lady finally comes. The lady gets on the other side and do it. And she got it in 2 seconds. And I never went to go see that lady ever again. Because she turned me purple. And I ain't like that.
Wow. That's horrible.
Mm-mm.
That's the one thing. So a lot of nurses, they do thrive on being able to do the to do like the hey Victorious Lachey, hey sis, how are you? Hey CJ, hey, welcome.
Hi CJ. Hi Shay.
They thrive on being able to give a good IV or to pull the blood, and I have not had a problem in years because I'm the type, because I know how to do the blood myself. I went to a situation where the nurse hit the bone, and after I told her this is not where you need to hit, this is not where you need to take the blood from, and she wouldn't do it, and she hit the bone, and I snatched away from her. She says, "Look what you did." I said, "No, look what you did." And she says, "Well, we got to get the blood." I said, "No, give me the needle. I'll take it myself." And they was like, "We can't let you do that. So, you have to pull your credentials out. Yeah, I can do it, da, 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 da." And she's like, "Well, why didn't you do it in the beginning?" I said, "Why don't you just leave this doctor's office right now before we have a problem? We've already got a problem because you stuck me and you hit the bone. That is nothing to joke about when you get hit with the bone with a needle. That hurts. That hurts. So
Deeply.
you do have to be careful. Guys, you also know that when you, we talked about this on one of my other lives, if you're going to a doctor's appointment, before you go, drink water, because if you got to give blood, it makes your veins flow easily. So drink you some water before you go. I know I'm one to talk because I'm like, when I get on that scale, I don't want 1 ounce to show more than what I weigh. But drink some water. That'll actually help to pull the blood. You can also, when you go to the doctor, if your blood pressure is never really high and it's high when you get there, you can ask the doctor to check it again before you leave, because normally it calms down after time. And a lot of times they don't tell you not to cross your legs or your arms. You're not supposed to have your legs or your arms crossed because you're not going to get a good reading. So those are telling you good things that the doctors don't really tell her straight, not good. Yep, not good at all. Mm-hmm. So those are some tools when you guys are going to the doctor to so you can make sure that you're getting a good checkup. So you're never supposed to have your legs crossed, and you never should have your arms crossed. They should not. You really should just be as relaxed as possible. So, and then drink some water because that'll help the blood flow better.
So, well, at least you standing on a scale. When I get weighed, I get lifted in the air.
Really?
And it's not fun. They set this thing underneath you that slips under your butt. And it's like a crane that lifts you in the air for about 30 seconds to a minute while they take it. And then they lower you down nice and gently, but you're literally suspended in the air for about 2 minutes.
Wow.
It is not fun.
Wow.
Mm-mm.
Well, I tell you, that's not cool. So anybody else, did you have any other incidents, Jasmine, that you wanted to share with anybody? Anybody in the chat have any experiences that they've had with their doctor or the nurse, because the nurses too, some of the nurses. What do you guys think about? Here's the question. What do you guys think about when you get that list and you have to check off all those symptoms? Sometimes some doctors only do it once a year. But what do you think about, what is your feelings on checking off that information?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's helpful for the nurse and the doctor, especially when the doctor comes in and say, what are you here for today?
Yeah, because all my doctors make me do it every time I go, so I know it's just routine at this point. Because I can't get out of it. It used to be once a year, but every time I go, now it happens, so I'm kind of used to it. But then sometimes they give you the list that they already had created, and you have to make sure it's right. And sometimes you can tell if they left something off or the printer wasn't working, so it's only half the list. So it makes it a lot easier if they make you do it every single time, just in case their technology not working at the moment.
Yeah. Shay says, is that the Hoyer lift, Jasmine?
I think that's what it's called. It suspends you in the air. It's not painful or anything. I just don't like being lifted. And I got a fear of heights, so anything off the ground gonna make me panic. We get.
Oh, okay.
I don't like heights in no way, shape, or form.
Now, one thing I do ask before, if it's a new doctor that I'm going to, I ask them to, any paperwork that you have, because when I get there, I expect it to be seen right away. I do not like to wait. I get to all my appointments 15 to 30 minutes early. And if I have to wait, I'm not happy at all. And I always here's the other thing, because I normally have to fast before all my appointments. I'm the first patient to come to that door. And see, my time sets the mode for all the other patients for that day. So if you're the first one there, as long as you're there early, then it should flow until that one person gets there late. Now, my neurologist, if you're there late, he makes you wait until he has an opening. He doesn't let you go in between, because he's very prompt. He's very thorough. He does not believe in making his patients wait. And he asks you to be there 15 minutes early. And if you're not going to be there 15 minutes early and you get there late, you have to wait until he has a spot for you within that day. So let's see. Rachel says she's been in a horse terrible. She said they're terrible. She doesn't like it either. Rachel doesn't like that either.
Yeah.
So yes, ask him when you go into a new doctor, get the paperwork first. Tell them to mail it to you, because most of them are not going to get you in like that the next day or anything. You know, if you're making a routine appointment, ask them to send you the paperwork in the mail. So when you get there, only thing you have to do is say, here's the paperwork. No, I'm not sitting down filling out nothing. It's already done. Here you go. And you go in for your appointment, because they use that as I hate to say this, but they use that as a way to make up for the extra people that they have put into that spot, because they double book, just like a hairdresser. Some hairdressers, mine don't. Some of them will double book. So they use that paperwork as a ploy so that they can have you to fill out the paperwork while they get another patient in. So if you have that, and some of them will tell you, no, I don't have we can't mail it to you, or we don't have a fax, or we don't have that available. Okay, I'm coming by your office, I'll get it, because I'm not going to come here to this appointment and have to wait to fill out this paperwork. So you do have that right to ask for the paperwork, and if they don't have it for you, then make measures easier, go pick it up. Let's see. Yes, I actually had a television appointment on today due to my anxiety. It's getting really bad. Oh, Shay, you gonna need to you need some of that CBD oil. That's good for anxiety. But I think we talked about that. Have you tried the CBD? Of course, you know I'm not your doctor, so listen to your doctor. But I've been told that it works for anxiety. I'm sorry you're going through that. I hope you get that fixed for you too, because that's not cool. That's not good at all.
Yeah, but those televisits make it complicated. Even though they're good to have, but they make things a lot more complicated, because they only can do so much by talking to you. Right. And then like certain ones aren't still here, so they make you go through extra tests just to make sure they didn't miss anything, because they can't examine you.
Right.
So that can be a lot more complicated. So they need to kind of find a way, like if there was an invention, there would be like a body scanner that they could use when they do the television so they can look at your body or something. So you don't have to go through all the extra tests just to make sure everything's okay because they can't physically examine you.
Well, they actually do. And actually, the iPhones have a thing that'll check your blood pressure. They're coming out now. See how thorough it is. I cannot imagine that technology is just that advanced that it could tell you if your blood pressure is high. But I've heard people say that it works, and I always recommend, which I do have one that's going to be put in my description box. Not me personally, but I bought one from Amazon, and I've got to put that in the description box. I think it's like $20, but it actually works, and it checks your pressure 3 times, and it's a really good machine. But they do have it because I had mine when I had my MS flare up a few weeks ago. It was a virtual, a Zoom appointment, and he could tell right now. The only weird thing was that I had to put the laptop on the floor, and he had to watch me walk across my floor. But he could tell. He could tell. I mean, he had one exercise where you do. Let's see. Victoriously says, my actual doctor is on vacation until October 2nd. I'm going out of town on the 4th of October. So you'll get to see the doctor before you leave. So hopefully he can give you some relief before you leave. Are you taking any prescription meds for that now? So my virtual appointment was things that I had to do, like touch your nose and reach out to the screen. And, that's what I had to do. And walk. He could tell how my gait was. And if I'm standing with my eyes closed and doing the heel to toe, he was able to tell, because normally I could do that like a pro, and I could not. I mean, literally I fell because it was like, I couldn't stand up. I literally fell. And he was like, no. He said, who's at the house with you? I said, my husband. He said, yeah, he needs to get you back to your seat. He said, that's not good. That is not good. So, but let's see, Shay, okay, on the 4th. So hopefully he'll get you some relief, Shay, so you can get to feeling better. That's not cool. That's not good at all. So guys, yeah, with your doctors, we're trying to, I'm trying to just let you know that you don't have to take the crap from the doctors. If they're not giving you that bedside manners, if they're not coming on time, if they're not treating you like an adult, because everybody on here that I know that I'm seeing is over 18. You're all adults. And even if you're 12 and your parents are with you, your parents have to advocate for you. You cannot let a doctor talk to you any kind of way, cannot treat you like, cannot say things to you that's just uncomfortable. It's not cool. Yes, because I'm going to have to take a leave of absence from my job. Oh, wow. Pray for you, girl. I hope you get better.
Yes, I hope they fix that. I know what that's like. It's not fun.
Wow. So yeah, we'll pray for you, Shay. Praying for you. So yeah, just make sure you guys. We're just doing this because we brought it up in the live last week. We were talking about bedside manners, and Vern brought it up, and she was talking about bedside manners, and we talked about bedside manners. We got to make sure that the doctors actually treat us like we are to be treated. So I'm gonna go see his nurse on Monday. So you'll go see the nurse. Is she a practitioner, or is she just an R? Is she the RN or a practitioner? Because they know the practitioner can prescribe the medications.
Yeah, they can.
Which was my next step, but I didn't. I am going to go there. I am going to become that practitioner. I'm giving myself a year and a half.
That'll be good.
Rachel is sending you blessings, Shay. Thank you, Rachel. Yeah, so guys, yeah, with that, we talked about doctors. We talked about the CBD oil because I was able to recap from last week because I cut the gentleman off and did not mean to. I just thought he was late for his appointment. And Vern said it makes a difference. So yeah, you definitely have to check. You have to be an advocate for yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. And again, they're all practitioner. Okay, good. So she could write the prescriptions for you. We can write prescriptions, and it depends on the prescription too, because some of them they still have to collaborate with the doctor, but for the most part, they are able to do it. Shay says, "Thanks so much, Rachel." So
I have a question for everybody.
Go ahead.
Do you think it makes a difference whether you go to the doctors in the morning or in the afternoon?
Yep, morning.
Yes, morning is the best way to go, because afternoon, I feel like the wait is a lot longer. Everybody ready to go home, so it makes a difference to me.
Yeah, I think mornings also, especially if you have to fast, because now the fasting they cut you off at midnight. It used to be 7.
Yeah, so, it's midnight now.
It's midnight, but my appointment is always the first one, like at 7:30. So I stop at 7 o'clock the night before because I don't want no problems. I want my testing to come back just as clear as water. So I do the first appointment, which is normally 7:30, 8 o'clock at the latest. And again, it sets the mode for the whole schedule for that doctor's office that day. So if you can get there early in the morning, get it over with, you can go eat, and it'll still be breakfast time when you finish with your appointment. And if you're the first one there, you mark that appointment calendar for that day. So if you're late, everybody that come in after you is going to be late. I had a situation. My appointment was at 7:30 in the morning. And I don't go to this doctor anymore. She was the doctor that I went to after my OBGYN had retired. So I have another one now. But I went there and I just had to go and get another set of, my doctor don't make that fast because it's hard for me to give blood. It's hard to give blood. Is it because your veins are so small, or do you drink water before your appointments? That's not hard to believe because I've heard people have problems before. So I was at the appointment that morning at 7:15, 15 minutes early in Georgia traffic. And I got there 15 minutes early. And I was just going back in for a routine test. All they had to do is go over a couple of things and then take some blood work, and I was going to be done. I'm sitting there and I'm sitting and I'm sitting and I'm sitting. I'm looking at the clock and I'm getting angry. I am getting angry at this point. So about an hour later, they said, "Who's your appointment with?" I said, "Did you not sign me in when I came in at 7:15? And she said, "Oh, yeah. Oh, she called and she said she's in traffic. She's running behind. She'll be here in a minute." So the lady comes in at 9 o'clock. Now, I couldn't leave because my husband had dropped me off and he was going to come back. And he kept calling, "Is she here? Are they seeing you yet?" I'm like, "No." But he's saying she's coming. He said, "Why don't you just leave?" So I'm getting ready to walk out the door. And then everybody they were like, tackled me like I had the football, getting ready to make a touchdown. "Where you going? Where you going? Where you going?" Because y'all just not seeing me. I've been here for almost 2 hours. And you haven't come out to check me in. You haven't come back to give me my results or anything. So it's like, "Well, she's here. She just came through the back door. She's here. She's here." I said, they wanted that money, number one. So they did the test. The test was, guys, get this, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I was so ticked. I was so mad. And she took I said, "Do not take my blood pressure right now because it's going to be off the charts. Do not take my blood pressure." She said she has small veins. She only gets it from one arm. And it's like, "Oh, and you do drink plenty of water." Wow.
Yeah, I have that same problem.
I left one too, Shay.
I have that same problem.
Yeah. I don't have small veins anymore because they're starting to clear up. I used to see spots all over my arm. But yeah, 5 minutes, 2 hours, 5 minutes.
Wow.
But then I stopped payment on my check. I said, they don't deserve this money. I'll pay for the lab work, but that office did not deserve that copay. And I stopped payment on it. So they send me a bill. I said, "I'm not paying you." I was like, "Why?" I said, "Because you took my hours, my time is just as important as yours. And you did not take into consideration that I maybe had to go to work or another doctor's appointment, or I had to go pick up my child, anything. You didn't take that into consideration when I was sitting there for 2 hours. So what makes you think you deserve that $15 copay?" No, it was $25 at the time. No, it was $60.
Oh no.
So it was $60. And then I didn't pay it. And about last year, now this happened 4 years ago. Last year, at the end of the year, they sent me a notice saying, if you don't pay this bill, we're going to have to report you to the credit bureau, blah, 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 blah. And I called them. I said, oh, no, you can't. You cannot. You can no longer report medical to the credit bureau, number one. Number two, you didn't give me a service. And then I explained it to the lady what happened. And she said, oh, no, don't worry about it. I just wrote it off. Well, you were going to have to because I wasn't going to pay it. $60 for waiting 2.5. You owed me the money. They owed me the money. So, guys, it's important. So, to answer your question, Jasmine, morning.
Yeah, but I have one particular doctor. He can only take appointments in the afternoon because he works at another hospital. So, like, why can't you just work here in the morning and then work at the other one? So it can be confusing.
Yeah, but some, and like you said, the ones in the afternoon, they've either gone to lunch, and some people probably went and had a cocktail for lunch, or whatever. And then they get back and they're all, because then during the lunch break, somebody calls in and say, yeah, my kid is barfing all over the place and I need an emergency appointment, and they put them in. So they put them in. Guess who gets seen first? That emergency appointment. So now you're coming in at the 1 o'clock hour and you got to sit and wait. Okay. So that is the reason why I don't do afternoon appointments, on the top of the fact that I have fasted all night and I'm hungry. So I'm not going to go afternoon. And the last appointment of the day is the worst, because if that schedule was all out of whack that whole day, that evening, when you go to that appointment, you are stuck with, you may get out of there at 7 o'clock at night. And that's not me. No, that is not. Okay, so guys, I'm going to ask you this question. This is a fun question. I see we got 7 people in the chat. I thank you guys so much for being here. I did not do an icebreaker. Here is the icebreaker for today. And if you guys don't mind answering, this is something fun. It doesn't have to be, see, I used to work for a medical insurance company, and if you call and tell them about bad bedside manners, you don't have to pay for that. Exactly, Shay. And you know what else they'll do? They will take them off their preferred list too. If they get too many calls for that, they will take that doctor's office off the preferred list. They will. So here's the icebreaker. If you were on an island and you can only have 3 things, what would those 3 things be? You're on an island. You're stranded on an island. Let me just rephrase. You're stranded on an island. You can only have 3 items. What would those 3 items be? I would love to see Burns' answer. She's still in here.
Stranded on an island, and I can only bring.
Stranded on an island. You can only bring 3 items. What was the 3 items? What would that be? Stranded on the island.
Well, if I really think about this practically, I would need the charger to my chair so I could get around the island to find myself how to get off the island if I was stranded.
Right, Shay. She said, take that butt right off the list. Right, Shay, you're right. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jasmine.
And I would need a book or something and water. If I'm being practical.
Water, food, and books.
Yeah.
You said water. You said the same thing, Shay. I wouldn't do water because you know what? You're on the island. Get the water from the island and just put it on the fire and burn it. To not burn it, but boil it.
Yeah, but I definitely need the charger to my chair or I wouldn't get around the island. So
yeah,
that would take up 1 item right there.
So you have to make some kind of electrical thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Vern said a Bible or book, water, and clothes. If I'm at island by myself, Vern, clothes would be the last thing on my mind. Woo!
Oh my goodness.
Free.
So what would be your 3 things?
Oh, this is a question my manager asked me. And I did this on my Comfort Food Wednesday too. My sister said seeds. Okay, Rachel said knife, flint, and a book. Okay, my sister said seeds to grow a garden. And what did she say? She said two other things, match and something else.
Right, said I'm not doing that.
Doing all that. And then Shay said, my lazy self.
We're going to be like Gilligan's Island.
I said potatoes, a sack of potatoes, because you know you can bury that potato once it starts getting the root on it, you can grow more potatoes. You already got water. I said potatoes, a radio, and because I'm not going to do that singing all the time by myself, and a weapon.
Interesting.
Because if a pirate come up, I got to be able to defend myself, or a shark or something. But you can't. A knife would be. Who said knife? Rachel said knife.
Rachel.
You can take a stick and make your own knife with the stick. So that's a good one, Rachel. And then as far as water, like I said, you can. But I would need a pot instead of that. I'll do a pot so that you can boil the potatoes. You can make whatever you want, French fry, but you don't have. And you can make. You can take a coconut and you can make your own oil and stuff. So you're good with that. So if you get a coconut, if you're on the island. That's
we all gonna be like Gilligan's Island over here.
Now, somebody on my Wednesday, Comfort Food Wednesday, it was Miss Sugar. She's so funny. She said toilet paper. I was like, girl, you gonna use that on toilet paper? She said toilet paper. I said, you better go jump in that water and wash.
Yes, Sheila, my charger is important. Or my chair will be dead and I will be stuck.
Yep, Sheila said her charger. But see, listen, if you only use it for us, because we don't know how long we're gonna be on the island. So you have something to make it yeah, Rachel said a pot is good. You would try to make something to try and make the come on, you don't gotta be MacGyver now. Bird, MacGyver. MacGyver can make anything.
Well, instead of me being MacGyver, I'm going to change out the thing and bring my own self an engineer. He could be the MacGyver.
You don't waste your stuff with a. Oh, Jasmine, you know what happened when a man and you talking about a man and a man engineer or a woman?
I don't care.
You know what happened when two men and a man and a woman is alone on the island?
Oh, yeah, but that would be a risk to take to keep this chair running. That would be a risk I would take to keep the chair running. But
oh, too funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
I need my mobility.
Oh my goodness. That's something to think about, because we thought about it at work, and all day somebody was getting it up, writing on we had a little fun board. So somebody was getting up, writing something on the board. Oh, I'll have this. And then we always have, why would you waste it on that when you can use this? You can use a leaf to wipe your tail. You can use a leaf to do that. Yeah, versus, yes, MacGyver.
What if you're allergic to that type of leaf? Where are you going to find another leaf?
Girl, you better jump in that water. You're on the island. Can't nobody see you anyway. Come on now, Gilligan's Island and MacGyver. And you can take the sticks and make fire, so you don't have to worry. Because somebody said matches. I'm like, man, you better get some sticks and do the Girl Scout and Boy Scout and rub them together and make a fire. So you don't need that. I just need one item that would produce food. Now, I will get tired of potatoes. I'm not going to lie. But at least I'm living. So I would have something that I can reproduce. Because my sister's like, I'll just get some seeds. I said, what kind of seeds? It's just like, just give me some seeds to make green beans. You going to get green beans? I was like, girl, you better get something that's going to stick to your bones. Get you some potatoes. Okay, so that was the question that I wanted to ask. That was a good one to find out what people would say. And so, yes, like I said, the pot, and then Rachel said the knife. So yeah, that would be cool, because then you could use it to make your spear, because you could go fishing. See, that's the other thing. If you do it and you make the spear, you can go out and get your fish. You can go fishing with it.
I'ma still need an extra person because how my child gonna get close to the water? How we gonna do that?
But
so I still need the extra person.
Can you crawl though? Can you swim?
Yeah.
So you can swim. Girl,
yeah. But that involves a floating device. So yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to be you could be on the shallow area.
Interesting.
Let's see. Shay said, I hope it's some elephant ear plant banana leaf. That's right. You use that. You can go. Now, here's the thing. How would you make people? I guess you can make soap or some sort out there. That's pretty cool to think about that.
True.
On the island to wipe with. Okay, Vern. She said she'll be right back. But yeah, that is funny. That was really cool to see what answers people come up with. So don't be surprised if y'all hear it again.
Yeah, we definitely would need the fire for the SOS signal.
Yep, you can do the SOS signal. Yep. And here's the thing. What are you going to do when it gets nighttime? Are you going to sleep on that sandy beach? No, you better get that knife together and start making you some take that bamboo. Bamboo is strong. You put the bamboo and make your hut. So, yeah. So that is something to think about. That is something really cool to think about. So, but anyway, we've got about 10 minutes left on the live. So I did not. Let me go ahead and Jasmine. Anything else you wanted to talk about as far as the doctors? I'm trying to find his page so I can drop it. I don't want to not have it.
Don't be afraid to let your doctors collaborate.
Collaborate on your condition. So we don't on this channel, guys. We don't call it a disease or we call it a condition because we know that God is He's gonna get us. He's gonna fix us. We're gonna be good.
Yeah, let them collaborate.
Yep, let them collaborate. Okay. And what do you think about them double booking and being tardy?
Well, it usually works out in my favor if they tardy because mobility doesn't always come on time. Because if y'all don't know what mobility is, here where I live, it's a service that takes people with disabilities to their destinations. They drop you off at the door, and they come back and get you when you set a time. But it has to be 2 hours later than the time you set for them to get you there. So if mobility doesn't come on time, because once you set the ride, they have a half an hour from the time that they give you to say they're going to show up to actually come to your house and pick you up before they say you can be late. So if my doctors are running late and mobility is running late, it usually works out in my favor. So I don't miss the appointment because that 15-minute window with mobility sometimes and that 15 minutes that they give you to show up for your appointment before they take it away can be very tricky.
Okay. Well, I agree with it on that end for you, Jasmine, but for me, absolutely not, because I get nauseous if I'm going to be late. I get sick. I really do. My stomach starts to hurt. All kind of craziness happens because I cannot stand to be late for nothing.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
I start driving on the sidewalk and everything, trying to get around traffic. I cannot stand to be late because it messes with my system. I get I get sick.
But you live in one of the cities with the worst traffic, so how you going to combat that?
Because I leave early enough. And then they have that app called Waze, and Waze will take you around anything. And I leave early enough because I leave, technically I leave early enough where I can get to my appointments within 30 minutes early.
Interesting.
So I definitely make sure I get to my appointments on time because I can't stand to be late. And if I'm not late, then I don't think anybody else should be late, especially if I'm that first appointment in the morning. There's no reason for them to be late. And if they're stuck in traffic, that's one thing, but okay. But you knew, especially if you've been coming to this office for 3 years, you know well that traffic is bad coming in that direction. So why not leave early? I don't believe in being tardy. I cannot. My grandparents and my mother, they taught me to, if you're on like that movie Drumline, You're late if you're on time. You're on time if you're early.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I have to deal with that. His channel must be way down because
I searched for a very long time to find it. I did not see it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to just put it in my in my um in my description box when I find it because he sent me a picture of it, but he must be way down. So I'm gonna have to talk to him about maybe getting a different adding to his name so that people can find him because
or
he's
put in keywords so people can find it faster.
right because I have not found him yet. So, but anyway, yes, guys, just be leery of your doctors. You know, not all doctors are bad. Like I said, I've had some good experience with good doctors. Actually, my primary care, she's holistic, and she only does. Let me come back because I'll have to just look on later. She's holistic, so she does. She said Jean was SOS, and yes, bamboo is strong. Yes, it is. So yes, it is actually no reason. So yeah, she's holistic, so she does prescribe medication, but she's also vegan. So we used to do cooking uh, classes in her at her office because her husband owned the top level and they turned it into a restaurant, and we would go upstairs and they would have the cooking classes on um, once a month. So vegan
That
class.
is so cool.
And Jasmine, to answer your question, I am trying to get back to doing vegan, doing some of my cooking segments, but I'm focusing on my Mondays and Wednesdays now. Maybe on a Saturday I might do something different. So
you know, those were my favorite segments.
Yeah. But I just can't really get myself around to doing it right now anyway because of my health. So
yeah, don't rush yourself.
Yeah, so I will get back. I may do something that may not be so much cooking, but I will get something out there. Anybody out here has anything? Jasmine dropped the video today. She had a premiere, and tell them what your premiere was, Jasmine.
It was about aromatherapies, essential oils. It was a whole Wisdom Wednesday thing and why I think they are important.
Okay, so y'all go check that out. Anybody in the chat that I know Living Better, she has something that she's got coming out, another collaboration that she's working on, a tablescape, I believe it is. So check her out. I don't know when it's going to drop, but if you're still in here Living Better, tell us when you got coming out. Anybody else have anything coming out? Any lives? Anybody going live? Anything out there right now that you want us to look at? If you have something that you want us to look at, you are welcome to say it in the chat. Rachel, I'm so glad you came out because you gave some really great information today. Yeah. I appreciate you talking in the chat. And Shay for coming in and talking in the chat. You guys are wonderful. I appreciate that. So we're coming up almost on the 9 o'clock hour. So is there anybody out there that we can raid?
Let me look.
And if not, your girl is going to go take this makeup off her face and I'm going to hit the sack and relax.
Let me see who's here.
Shay was funny. Elephant ear plants. We got a lot of elephant ears that we grow here, Shay, in that front yard. That was too funny. And you know, you can get the bananas off the banana tree. Great and vegan, vegetarian for 10 years. Can't wait to see it. Awesome, Rachel. We should collaborate. I did not realize you were vegan. Did I? I think we connected, and maybe I saw one of your vegan videos. But if not, we could definitely do a collaboration, something of that.
I'm looking to find somebody to raid.
You said what now?
I'm looking for someone to raid.
Oh, okay.
That's what you want to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's up to y'all. It doesn't.
It's up to you because it's your show.
Yeah, I know. I always say that, but you know how I feel about raids. I mean, I'll do it, but if you can't find anybody, don't push it. If we had 100 people in here, I would say so. I would say raid, but it's only 3 of us, so 5 of us. So if there's nobody out there that you can grab right away, we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about it.
Everything Spicy is live, and Jason Chris is live.
I don't know either one of them. Anybody in there that don't have a lot of people? It's not it's not one of those silent lives or anything like that, right?
So he has a whole panel going on, and
oh, so Rachel says she's working on a vegan video now, but it's not posted yet. So I have the notification bell for you, Rachel. So when it comes out, actually Instagram me. Are you familiar with the Instagram that Jasmine has set up for people to drop their video,
It's 9 o'clock.
Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't get half of y'all notifications, to be honest. And I have all bells turned on for all the people that I follow, and half of y'all notifications
don't come in. Yeah,
they don't come in, or I see them 5 days later. After the fact.
We're actually getting ready to sign off, Fern. We were just trying to. Can you put Jasmine? Can you put the Instagram in there so that this don't look right.
Sure,
so that, they can. So Rachel, if you can go. I don't know if you're on Instagram or not, but if you go in there and put it on Instagram.
Yeah, you have to follow me first so I can add you, and then it'll go from there.
Say that again for Jasmine. Sorry.
Let me pull up Instagram.
I'm glad I didn't do that. So Vern, I'm actually dropping your new channel in the chat if that's okay. You want the new one to be dropped, right, Vern?
Oh, the VMAX show is wonderful if anybody's questioning.
Yeah. So I just dropped Vern's out there, and Jasmine.
It's very chill. It's very chill, relaxed.
Jasmine, you want me to drop your video that you just put out in there? Is that okay?
Yes, if you don't mind.
Okay, I'll drop that.
That's good.
All right, let's see, Jasmine.
All right,
find it. That was Wednesday Wisdom at Amazon Haul, correct?
Yep.
All right, so let me grab that one. And come on.
YouTube is moving slow today, everyone.
Yeah, I noticed that. And watch when I get off, I find his channel. So guys, if you're on here, please remember to go back and okay, Vern, I put it out there anytime. Thank you for coming too, Vern. I appreciate you. Jasmine Easley. I almost forgot to spell how to spell your name. I just did. And this is the second time I spelled your name without doing a capital letter in your first name.
Well, honestly, I've had so many people today that didn't even know how to pronounce my name. So, yeah.
Okay, so Rachel says she has an Instagram and she needs to start using it. So, Rachel, if you go ahead and if you follow Jasmine, she can add you to the Instagram that she put out there. And then what you can do is when you go to put your video out, always go to the Instagram if you can and put it in Instagram so that we can get the notifications and we can make sure that we come out and support your channel. And I would love to see the vegan video.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
I'm trying to drop my Instagram, but YouTube is being weird.
Oh.
YouTube is being weird at the moment. So let me see if I can try it from the other directions.
Hey, Vern, do you have anything that's, Vern does drop the link, guys. Well, she does it on Tuesday, but it's
7 people altogether.
7 people, and they go 7 days a week, and it's called Drop the Link BTL. You have to have a video that is 30 seconds to 2 minutes, not a minute over, not a second over, so that they can drop your link and you can genuinely grow your channel. And not even say grow. It is, oh God, Vern. Let me just put it out there. I just said it wrong. I don't want people to think it's a growth string because it is not.
I think it's a motivate or something.
You get immediate results. So it's an immediate results live stream, and that's called Drop the Link, and that's 7 days a week. And let me see if I can copy. If I can copy the times. Yep, Vern says thrive. That's right. Thank you, Vern. Yes. See, this is what happened when you went up here to tell me. I just completely lost my mind. And I was going to show it on the screen. Let me see. Let me see if I can copy and paste it real quick. Probably won't let me copy and paste. So I'm going to just read it off because I have a screenshot of it here. Can you still see me, Jasmine?
I can still see you, and YouTube will not let me drop my Instagram, but you can get it off my about section that's on my channel. And you can drop it, but it won't let me drop it for whatever reason.
It's in your about me section? Okay.
If you click it, it'll give you the link to my Instagram because it won't let me drop it. I don't know what's up with that.
Let me go back to your channel. Okay, Jasmine, about Jasmine. Jasmine is a millionaire. I was just kidding.
I wish.
All right, let me find your Instagram. It's not written, so I have to click the link, right?
Yes, and it'll give you the link as soon as you click it.
Okay, there we go. There it is. Copy. Let's go ahead and paste it. But drop the link is 7 days a week, guys. So Vern is there on Tuesdays.
I know it was on Wednesday. I don't know about the rest of the week. But I know Be Amazing Sylvia is Wednesday. Now, the other days, you would have to ask Miss Burns on that because I don't know.
I got them. I'll read them off in just a second. Rachel said, I'm called Meat Vegan. Okay. Meat Vegan. Okay. And
okay, I'm going to.
Added you, love. Okay, so she just added you, Jasmine. She must have went to your channel. And Instagram. But let me read this really quick so I can tell you guys. So just in case. So on Sundays, they have Sundays, 2 p.m. is just Teresa. Monday, 5 p.m. is Team Ranger 92308. And Tuesday is Vern's Junk Closet, the YouTube cheerleader. Woo! At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. These are all Eastern Standard Time. And Wednesday, we have the Amazing Sylvia at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, we have Boss Life Online. She's at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then at Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Pandy's Hair, Care, and More. And then on Saturday, we have 8 a.m. for, oh gosh, I can't see that, Celie and Mills TV. So guys, if you want to get some genuine genuine content creators, go out there and check them out on those scheduled times. And that's for you to have immediate results in their live stream. So go check them out. Vern, is there any, if you're still there, Vern, is there any, anything coming out that you're getting ready to post? Vern had a nice live on yesterday? Monday. She had a really good one on Monday too. Guys. Go check her out. She had a really good live on Monday. She always give really good lives, so go check it out. So, but anyway, it is now 9:08. We're gonna go ahead and because I've got to go get myself my medicine and some dinner, and I know I'm gonna get the side eye because I haven't cooked. So, with that being said, guys, anybody have any comments on what we should do on a topic next Wednesday? I'm gonna put a video out on Monday, and it will tell you what the topic is about on Wednesday. Oh, VC Mac had a premiere today. What?
I didn't get the notification for that.
Okay, I'll go back and check it out, sis.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at that.
I did not get a notification. Oh,
neither did I.
And just so you guys don't know, good night. Just so y'all know that now the algorithm and your when your viewers are watching your stuff, it is now back available on the what is it called? YouTube Studio.
Yeah.
So they put it back out finally. So they were working on something that's a little small passage. So, but it does what it's supposed to do. So, guys, otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and end the live. I will be back on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with a premiere. And then on Wednesday, I will go live. And my live on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be a reflection on what I talked about on my Monday's premiere. If you have any questions, please come back to the channel and leave a comment on any of my videos. Just leave a comment and just say, hey, on your Wednesday live, we talked about blah, 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 and I want to talk about this next time. It's all greatly appreciated that you guys are coming out, hanging out with me. And I will see you guys next week, and I'll see you next Monday as well. Good night, Sheila. Thank you for coming and hanging in there. So you guys have a great rest of your week. See you next time. Love you long time. Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks, Jasmine.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming up.
You're welcome.
Good night, everyone. God bless. Thank you for coming. See you next time. Love you long time. Bye-bye. Check me out on Monday for premiere, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and live on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The topic will be reflected on the conversation from Monday. Thanks, guys, for coming. See you next time.